it goes back to him and says the same thing again. Hey, you remember when I asked you? You lied. Will you tell me the truth now? And he lies again. This happens 3 times. What do we have going on here? What's the play? What's Samson doing? Think about this, okay? And you got to put yourself into Samson's mindset. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Frame of mind. He's strong. He's the strongest out there. So every morning he wakes up, he's like, this is going to be so funny because they're going to think that they're going to be able to get me. But they're not going to be able to get me. I'm going to break the things and I'm going to kill them. It's going to be great. I mean, this is what he's got to be thinking, right? Like, he's like, he's the one that's actually setting the trap. So time and time again, this keeps happening. What is that doing? That is feeding his ego, right? He's like, tell me again how strong I am? That's right. Let's do this again. Tomorrow night? All right, sounds good. He's feeding his ego. He's feeding his desires. It's a win-win from Samson's perspective. He's like, I can play this game all day long. I'm not getting burned. In fact, Samson's like, I can't get burned. I'm invincible. Like, I could literally do this my entire life. First, it's anonymous. Nobody knows me. I'm not in Israel, so it's okay. Man, does this not like speak in volumes of our sin problems? And we're like, I can just kind of keep this going. It's okay. I can keep this conversation with this other person going because it's not a big deal, because I'm in control, because I can control these things. Over and over and over again until you get to verse 15. She says, and she said to him, how can you say I love you? Which means he said I love you, by the way. When your heart is not with me, you have mocked me these 3 times, and you have not told me where your great strength lies. And when she pressed him hard with her words, day after day, and urged him, his soul was vexed to death. All right, we see a flip here. And this is what sin does. Here's the flip. All of a sudden now, Samson, who was in control of the situation, who was getting everything he wanted, he's like, I got this. I'm playing with sin, but it's good. I'm a Nazarite. I'm set apart for God, but, whatever. This is me time. His soul was vexed to death. I looked up that word vexed because I was like, I don't use that term normally. And it actually means, I thought it meant like hypnotized. I don't know why I thought that, but I looked it up. I'm popping and cracking a bunch here. Sorry. It's not my old age, I don't think. It doesn't mean like hypnotized. It means annoyed. It means like he was frustrated. And so Samson gets frustrated at this whole situation. And he tells her. I'm like, what an idiot. What? You had the game going. Just keep making up things forever and ever. But what does sin do? It gets in deep. We see this all the time, don't we, with famous people that fall hard. You're like, what happened? It seemed like they had everything. They did. Everything external, everything temporal, nothing that matters. But they did. And we see this crash, and this is exactly the crash.